let's come to the section of straight wire, because it's really, going to be it's a versatile element, and it's going to be very frequently used in the numericals, and in the many ways we can, use it to make many numericals, design many numericals, right? Now, see, we very well know that the value of Ex and Ey, right? Now, say this point comes at this end and the distance becomes A from the one end of the wire. Means if Ex here, we are going to consider 4 pi epsilon naught A sine phi 1 plus sine phi 2. Now, take it in your mind. Phi 1 over here comes out to be 0 and phi 2 comes out to be 90. So it is what? Lambda by 4 pi epsilon naught A. That's it. Because this was the scenario. And this is phi 1 and this is phi 2. And since the point is on the ends, it means phi 1 becomes 0 and phi 2 becomes 90 degrees, because this wire is moving on this side to the infinite value. So we are going to replace this phi 2 by 90. I must draw a dotted line here. Let it go to the border of the board, no worries at all. So it is phi 1 comes out to be 0 and phi 2 is replaced by 90. I'm going to get this value. And what about, by the way, value of Ey? Ey is lambda by 4 pi epsilon naught cos phi 1 minus cos phi 2, right? In this case, cos phi 1 is 0 and cos phi 2 is 90. Sorry, phi 2 is 90, phi 1 is 0. So it's lambda by 4 pi epsilon naught 1 minus 0. It's lambda by 4 pi epsilon naught again. It is Ey. Fine. So over here, this is Ex and this is going to be Ey. So what is going to be net electric field? It is Ex square plus Ey square under root. Okay. So I think eventually I made my point clear to you guys here, that at this particular point, these are the two electric fields. So what is going to be the resultant? It's going to be like this, because the Pythagoras is directly applicable over here, right? So this is one section of the straight conductor. Second section. Let me wipe it off. In the second section only, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to curve this wire in the form of a semicircular ring, right? So it is somewhat like this. Now what is going to be the electric field at this particular point? At the center of this semicircular ring. So in this case, let me first tell you, this is the axis of symmetry, like you must be doing in your +1 class when we were discussing the center of mass and all that. So in that case also we are normally discussing the symmetric axis. So this is the symmetric axis. So you must be clear that the net electric field will only lie on the symmetric axis on this side or maybe on this side, but it will not be either on the x-axis towards the left or towards the right. Means the resultant electric field 100% will be somewhat like this. If this is a positively charged, having positively charged linear conductor with linear charge density lambda. This is going to be the net electric field, right? Still, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to just use a segment of it and say this angle is alpha, this can be d alpha, and this is dq, which is equal to r into lambda into dl, and dl is r d alpha. See, I know I am interacting with the with the upper segment of the guys. So I am not again and again explaining these very small tidbits, how can I replace DL with RDF and all that. So please, even if for these kind of videos, the moment you're going to watch it even further, let me tell you, and on the very start of my videos I have told very clearly that for the very basic things of the physics, you must be getting bundle of videos on the YouTube, but these videos that I am framing are basically going to target the upper segment of physics. So bit of it you must be, you must either to find out of your own, or I personally feel that you must be aware of it initially, right? So dq is lambda RD alpha. Now it is like if I am going to sort it out in terms of the electric field here, this is going to be the small electric field dE, and this is going to be the angle alpha. So it is dE cos alpha and dE sin alpha, and if symmetric section is going to be taken here, then obviously dE cos alpha, these elements are going to be cancelled out in the symmetric point of view. So what we are going to left with is only dE sin alpha, that is dEy. So it is Ey, which is going to be integral dE sin alpha, and alpha you can range from 0 to 180, right? It is 0 to pi that you can range. And what is the value of dE, by the way? dE is, it is k into dq, which is lambda RD alpha divided by the distance of this point from of this element from this point, that is r square, and sin alpha, right? Integral 0 to pi. Fine. So it comes out to be, it is k lambda and divided by r, it is minus cos alpha d alpha. Okay, I am not going to directly solve it. This much I am going to keep it like this. R minus cos alpha 0 and pi, so minus k lambda by r, upper limit minus lower limit. So cos 0 is 1, cos pi is minus 1, so minus 2 is 2k lambda by r, 2k is 4 pi epsilon naught, right? And lambda, and this is r, it is lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught. Okay, this is going to be the final value of the electric field due to this semicircular section at this particular point. It is lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught into r, right? See, very easily we have got it. It was not very cumbersome task, it was not very difficult task, but yes, please do consider this article in a very clearer way, in a very clearer manner, so that you must be in a position to understand in the effective way. Right? Now, in the succession, we are going to discuss another segment, that is the quarter segment. Okay, let me even sort it out. Let me just wipe it off. Quarter segment means this is the quarter segment. This is the way, right? And again, the linear charge density is lambda, and we have to find out the electric field at this particular point. So the way it has been placed, I personally feel that if symmetry, if I'm going to see this symmetry, so I can draw this axis as the symmetric axis. So now to this and to this section, the other electric fields are going to balance out, and the final electric field will be in this direction. This is the final electric field, right? EF, I will write it like this. I can give the subscript F. So this is the symmetric axis. Actually fine, if you are not going to do it like this, no worries. What you can do is, you can simply solve it like this. That is not going to make a big difference. The only point is that you are going to get the resultant afterwards. Suppose you are going to have this section. This angle is alpha, this is d alpha, and this is again dq, which is lambda r d alpha, right? As we have done in the last article, which is dq, which is equal to lambda r d alpha, and it is going to cause a small electric field here. Now it is alpha, then this is again alpha, this is dE cos alpha, and this is going to be dE sin alpha. Now you will get the value of dE cos alpha and dE sin alpha, right? You please get the value of dE cos alpha and dE sin alpha, then you will get the final resultant as, if say this is going to be dEy and this is going to be dEx. Now what you can do is, you can find the value of Ex by integrating dEx. You can get the value of Ey by integrating dEy, and then you will get the final value of Ef by Ex square plus Ey square under root. And in this case, what is going to be the limit? 0 to pi by 2. As simple as that. Right? This is how you can manage. There's no problem at all. And contrary to it, I can solve it in another way. Even let me tell you that also. Okay, I am leaving this to you. I think this is not very difficult. On the previous lines you can solve it out. Let me just consider it in the another way. How exactly? Okay, I am going to draw it here, and then I am going to use the upper place to write the description. Let me copy from this side, paste, and I am going to rotate. Copy, paste and rotate. How exactly? So it's like this. See what I have done? I just have rotated it. I have not changed the color coding, just to make you clear, because I have wrongly drawn it with the black line, but I just have wrapped it, wiped it. Right? I just have turned it like this. Now this is the symmetric axis, and I can say now that if I am going to take, and let me draw the other axis like this. So if this is the chosen element, right, its electric field will be somewhere here, and ultimately we are going to get the symmetric element here. That electric field will be on this side, and its two components which are on this axis are going to cancelize. What you are going to have resultant is this. Directly you will get the result. Directly. You are not going to find Ex and then Ey and then you have to use this. Directly you are going to get the result. How exactly? You can consider this angle to be, say, and the limits. Let me first draw this and this. So you'll move now from, say this is theta 1 and theta 2, and say this is d theta. So within these two reference lines, I am going to use the limit from theta 1 to theta 2. This is d theta, and we are going to just sort out the value of d theta. This electric field value. Okay, so it's very easy again to work it out. Right? So see, by using this section, and I am going to work it out. Means I am not going to leave it right here. I am going to derive this expression just for you guys to make you clear how we can approach from this section or this way get the result more easily and more effective. Shift it onto this side, means I have just taken to this side. Now see, D is the, this is the small element that I have taken. Let me draw it like this. And now say this angle, I'm going to take this as a reference. So suppose this angle is alpha, this angle is, this included angle between these two lines is D alpha. Let's say this is D alpha, right? This is alpha, this is D alpha. Okay, now, and the electric field due to this is DE, and say this angle is alpha because this is alpha, so this is alpha. Now the component will be DE cos alpha, and the other components which is either on this direction or in this direction, they are going to cancelize because this has got a symmetrical element over here. So means this component and this component, because of this element and this element respectively, are going to cancelize. So I am not going to consider these components, which are of course DE sin alpha this side, DE sin alpha this side. So I am going to integrate finally to get the value of E, that is integral DE cos alpha. So E is equal to DE cos alpha. What is DE? Again K. I'm going to write it directly, lambda R D alpha and R square cos alpha, and now it comes to the limits. What are the limits? As I have told you, it's from theta 1 and this is theta 2. So it is from theta 2 to theta 1. This is one limit, or we can say theta 1 to, from this it is theta 1 from on this end and theta 2 on this end. So now you have to take care of one particular thing, theta 1 to theta 2. So theta 2, but over here these signs are also important. So it means theta 1 on the clockwise side, right? It is, obviously I am going to replace it by minus theta 1 and this is plus theta 2. All the clockwise angles are taken negative, anti-clockwise angles are taken positive. So it is K lambda by R cos alpha will get you in the form of integral as sin alpha, and now the limit minus theta 1 and theta 2. So just put down the limits. It is sin theta 2 plus sin theta 1, and why plus? Because it will be minus involved into it, and alpha can be replaced by minus theta 1, so overall two negatives will make a positive. And now let me tell you one particular thing. Since this is the symmetric axis we have taken, so why I am talking about theta 1 and theta 2, it is better to write theta 1 is equal to theta 2 and is equal to, say this, if this angle is, if total angle is taken to be theta, suppose this total angle is taken to be theta, then theta 1 and theta 2 are theta by 2. So just you can replace it by theta by 2 and this 2 by theta by 2. So it will be 2 sine theta by 2. It's as simple as that. And in particular, if you take the limit from, say it is 90 degrees, so it is minus 45 to 45. K lambda by R sin theta by 2 plus sin theta by 2. First thing is this, so I can replace it by 2k lambda by R sin theta by 2. And by the way, if it is, this arc is of 90 degrees, complete arc is of 90 degrees, so means theta by 2 becomes 45 degrees. So it will be 2k lambda by R into sin 45, and sin 45 is 1 by root 2. So that is what you are going to have the final result of E. See, very clear, very understandable. In case you are not finding anything comfortable, obviously you can comment on, but this is in particular is very important for you to take care of, because many of the numericals we are going to use the arcs, we are going to use the semicircular segments, and that is what I am going to tell you right now. Okay, let me just wipe it off and we'll move on to the next.